Well, I had always said if I had a boy, I was going to name him Stephen Michael. Well, in the meantime, Dixie had a kid, and she liked that name. So she took it and gave it to Steve. Stephen. I don't care. That's Stephen Kite. I'm still going to keep this name. I don't care if every kid in the world got this name of it.
And you were not a happy camper going to sleep at any time. You would cry yourself to sleep, or 2 days out of every week or more, because you didn't want to go to sleep. No, you just never slept. I mean, I'd get you in bed about 10, finally get you to sleep about 10 o'clock at night. You'd wake up at midnight wanting your bottle, and then be up until 2 a.m. with that, and you'd wake up before I did at 5 o'clock in the morning trying to get me ready to go to work. When you were born, we were living in a 30-foot trailer. We bought the thing just after you were born, I think. And your first clear words were, "See the car." I'd sit out in front of the trailer with you, and the cars would go by, and I'd say, "There, Steve, see the car? See the car?" Pretty soon you were saying it. "See the car?" First it was just mocking me, you know. And then pretty soon a car would come by and you'd say it. You were a typical feisty little boy and energetic and into everything. I remember we were visiting some young friends who had just been married in only a few months. And you were into everything around, and either your mother or I were grabbing you up, "Leave that alone, Steve, stop that." And this guy says, "Boy," he says, "now that's a real boy." He says, when I have my son, he says, "I want him to be just like that." And we said, "You're out of your mind." Yeah, we used to put rubber bands on the cupboard doors and to keep everything in the cupboards instead of out on the kitchen floor. And the minute we moved out of the trailers, when you started walking. I guess the floor and what have you in the trailer wasn't really firm enough to give you the confidence you needed. We moved out of the trailer and into an apartment, and you took off walking right away quick.
You had the pacifier for a long time. We couldn't how to get it away from you. And I think you thought this was a game or something. I mean, you must have had 12 of those things around at any given time. Because we'd go in the store and you'd conveniently lose it until we got out the car, and then you'd want it. Where is it? You had it when you went in the store. You looked through everything, looked through the car, couldn't find it, you know, that kind of thing. So you had a pacifier for quite a while. In fact, we've got a lot of pictures, I think, in that blue snowsuit type of thing, with that pacifier sticking out of your mouth.
We used to pin ours to our kids so they couldn't lose them.
Yeah. We weren't smart enough to think of that. We just kind of, I don't know. Nobody had come up with that revelation yet. But that was a very good idea. I wish I would have thought of it. It sure saved a lot of time, I'll tell you that.
It took us a 3-week stint in the hospital to get rid of it. That was when you had your...
So I had a pacifier until I was 3 years old.
So you were 3 years old? Yes, it never left your mouth.
Well, the next milestone was that we moved into a home over in here in Milpitas. My mother lived around the corner on the next street. And that on any given day, you would walk over there unescorted because you knew where it was, you know. So if you got out, if the door was left unlocked, or if I slept in and you got out of the room, you were gone.
Sleeping about 6 o'clock in the morning, and there comes a knock on the door, get me out of bed. There's a policeman with Stephen. Packs a spaghetti under his arm. He's still in his pajamas. Said he was going to his grandparents.
Well, like if I was sleeping in, you'd take bread and out the front door and down the street and around to my mother's. Who wasn't home, was working, but you didn't care. You went over there anyway. We were pretty good, actually. When we'd go over to my parents' home or something, instead of going in there and just trying to find stuff to play with or anything, you go in there, you'd sit on the couch and carry on like a conversation with them, you know. In fact, that's where we were living when I can remember the Halloween that you guys went out trick-or-treating, and we went with you and got down the road, and you got tired, so you just went in the lady's house and sat down and started eating your candy. Where is that kid? He can't be up there at that door this long. I went up there. He just came in and sat down. That's the way you were, kind of, you know. We were living in this house, and your biggest thing was to watch your father burn newspapers. And what he would do is he would burn all the paper that we had accumulated. He would burn in the fireplace that we had there, and you just thought that was fantastic. I think it made you into a firebug, actually. And so you'd stand there and watch this. Well, one day, while I was laying on the couch, I'd get up like with you guys, and then I'd lay on the couch and try to stay awake, you know. So you got my cigarette lighter and decided you'd do some little burning of your own. So you're sitting over in the corner in the dining room, which the living room had the fireplace in it, and the dining room had a big patio window that went onto the patio, and pretty soon you come over, Mom! 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 What? And you kind of were pointing, or you said something, and the drapes were on fire. Well, needless to say, I was awakened to me. Yanking the drapes down. Well, first of all, I went to get the garbage can out of the garage because I knew I had to put them in something. So
While they're still burning?
yeah, so I'm getting these drapes down to get into the garbage can. Okay, I figured if they're in a metal garbage can, they're not gonna. And that's what we had then, was a metal one. Well, the patio door cracked from it, so we had to replace the patio door. We beat you to a pulp. No. Trying to explain to you, this is not the thing to do. Everything was really, it was a mess, trying to get those drapes together.
I come home that night from work. She didn't call me and not tell me anything, but I got to come in from work that night. And she says, "Now don't you get mad at him, I've already punished him." And I said, "What?" Time I got there was a big spot on the hardwood floor that was charred, and